They say it takes 21 days to change your life. But honestly, most of us can't even make it past Tuesday when setting a big, shiny new goal. Why? Because the standard goal-setting advice, the one with the SMART acronym and the 5-year plan, is based on logic. But you are built on emotion. And emotion, my friend, has the attention span of a squirrel who just found a disco ball. In the high-stakes theater of attraction dynamics and emotional resilience, a goal isn't just a finish line. It's a commitment contract with your future self. And most people default on that contract before the week is out. You start Monday morning with the focus of a laser, a new gym membership, and a notebook full of affirmations. By Tuesday evening, you're either doom scrolling or watching a documentary on competitive cheese rolling, asking yourself, where did the momentum go? The failure isn't in your dedication, it's in your approach. This isn't about setting goals. It's about reprogramming your emotional response to discomfort. Because everything you want, the focused work, the peaceful confidence, the magnetic attraction, all of it lives right on the other side of, I don't feel like it. So if you're ready to stop negotiating with your own willpower, if you're ready to finally write a goal that doesn't just survive Monday, but thrives through Sunday, then listen carefully. We're going to distill the 21-day journey into a 7-day psychological sprint. Forget grand declarations. We're getting ridiculously specific because, as the great philosopher and certified laugh expert Jerry Seinfeld once proved, the truly dramatic moments of life usually happen over something mundane, like a mismatched sock or a poorly timed joke. In this case, it's the mundane, unaddressed discomfort that kills your goals. This isn't a motivational speech. This is your psychological blueprint to hijack your brain's comfort-seeking missile and point it straight at success. Phase 1. The Monday Mirror. Why your brain sees goals as danger. Let's be honest. You've tried to change before. You've stood in front of the metaphorical Monday mirror full of self-help podcast energy, telling yourself, this time I'm really doing it. You felt the jolt of inspiration. That feeling is great, but it's cheap. It's like the free bread at a fancy restaurant. Delicious, but you didn't pay for it, and it won't sustain you through the main course. A few days later, the jolt is gone. You're staring blankly at your to-do list, wondering why you feel like you've been asked to run a marathon in ski boots. Why? It's not because you're lazy or lack discipline. It's because your mind is designed to stay the same. Your brain is a world-class accountant of energy, and it loves comfort. It doesn't care if you're stuck, unhappy, or wasting time on TikTok. As long as everything feels familiar, it feels safe. This is your primal lizard brain whispering sweet, cozy lies. It sees waking up at 5 a.m. or starting that terrifying side project not as growth, but as an unnecessary energy expenditure and a potential threat to your emotional stability. Change feels uncomfortable because your brain registers it as danger, even though it's actually good for you. It's the neurological equivalent of a sitcom dad panicking over a minor inconvenience. Here's the truth your lizard brain doesn't want you to know. Discomfort isn't a sign to stop, it's a sign that your brain is starting to reprogram itself. You are successfully interrupting an old, lazy neural pathway. You've sent a construction crew into a quiet neighborhood. Of course there's resistance. The neighbors, your old habits, are furious. For the first 24 to 48 hours, that crucial Monday-Tuesday window, your only goal is awareness of the negotiator. Start paying forensic attention to your internal patterns. When you say, I'll do it later, stop and notice the emotional flavor of that thought. Is it boredom, fear, exhaustion? When you feel that urge to quit, remind yourself, this is just my old mind, the internal negotiator trying to protect me from doing the thing that actually matters. Awareness is the only currency that buys you power. The moment you notice your habits and the emotional narrative attached to them, you stop living on autopilot. Every time you interrupt that pattern, even if you just delay the procrastination by 2 minutes, your brain starts learning something new. You're essentially telling your lizard brain, look, I know you're stressed, but we're doing this anyway. Have a tiny metaphorical Xanax and calm down. For these first 2 days, don't try to be perfect, just be present. Watch your habits like a scientist watches fruit flies. Notice what triggers you to reach for a distraction, what makes you procrastinate, and what truly drains your energy. Then write those emotional triggers down, not your goals, but your excuses. Because real success starts when you stop ignoring the truth about why you stop. By the end of Tuesday, you will feel resistance. Congratulations. Resistance means progress. It means your brain is finally taking your goals seriously enough to fight back. Wednesday's walk, building momentum, not motivation. This is the point where the vast majority of people give up. The free-bread motivation has faded, and the excitement has disappeared faster than a magician's assistant during a bad magic show. Your brain, the internal negotiator, starts whispering, "It's okay, you did great for 2 days. Just go back to normal. We can start again next Monday." If you can push through Wednesday, you will step into a completely new level of internal strength. Why? Because you are moving from a state of inspiration to a state of action, and those are two different physiological states. Inspiration is a high. Action is a muscle. Success isn't about feeling motivated all the time. It's about building momentum and refusing to stop. Think of a flywheel. Getting it started requires tremendous effort, Monday, Tuesday. But once it's spinning, maintaining the speed requires surprisingly little energy. Your goal for Wednesday and Thursday is to force the first agonizing rotation of that flywheel. For these 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, your mission is simple. Take action without negotiation. When the alarm rings, don't allow yourself to think. Just get up. When it's time to start the difficult task, stop overthinking the how and just start the what. This is the mental equivalent of ripping off a bandage. It hurts, but the delay is what truly tortures you. Your mind, just like a muscle, grows when it meets resistance. Every single time you act despite feeling tired, scared, or doubtful, you are teaching your brain something powerful. Effort equals strength, not danger. The emotional shift. You stop being the person who only talks about change and become the one who takes action. You are now operating from an identity of action, not an identity of aspiration. The attraction dynamic. In the context of relationship advice, this phase is crucial. When you consistently follow through on your own commitments, you don't just improve your work, you improve your self-concept. And a strong, reliable self-concept is the most magnetic, attractive force in the universe. People are subconsciously drawn to those who are masters of their own internal world. If you can't rely on yourself, how can anyone else? Around Thursday afternoon, you'll notice something subtle but amazing. You'll start seeing small wins, not major life changes, but smaller evidence. You'll find yourself focusing better for 15 minutes or feeling slightly less hesitant to open that daunting file. This is your brain literally beginning to rewire itself. It's creating new neural pathways, new thoughts, and new, stronger energy. But don't stop now. This is also when your excuses will return, often disguised as rational, kind thoughts. You've done enough. It's okay to skip just one day. You deserve a break. Remember, that voice is your old self, the internal negotiator, trying to survive. It wants you back in the comfort zone, where things feel easy, but nothing changes. When you hear that voice, smile. That means your new, stronger identity is winning. It's like a villain's monologue in an action movie. It sounds important, but you know the hero is about to triumph. To truly reprogram your mind, you have to show it that consistency is your new normal. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Show up even when no one is watching. Discipline isn't built on emotion, it's built on repetition. By the end of Thursday, the flywheel will be spinning and you'll realize you are no longer forcing yourself. You are now being carried by the nascent current of your own momentum. The Friday pivot. Mastering the emotional high ground. You've made it past the brutal midweek grind. The emotional gravity that tried to pull you back to the sofa has lessened. Now, Friday hits, and with it, the emotional trap of the weekend. The siren call of, "I deserve a rest." This is where discipline truly separates the aspirational thinkers from the actual achievers. For the first 4 days, you're building momentum. For the next 3, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you are building identity. Here's the truth about long-term success, especially in relationship dynamics and confidence. You will never rise above the story you tell yourself. If you keep saying, "I'm lazy," you will find ways to act lazy. If you keep saying, "I can't stay consistent," you'll always find a perfect excuse to quit. Like how you absolutely need to rearrange your spice rack right now, which is definitely more important than that project. But if you start saying, "I am disciplined, I am focused, and I follow through," then your brain begins to believe it, and your actions will start matching that belief. The mind doesn't follow effort, It follows identity. On Friday, you must start reprogramming your self-image. 1. The identity statement. Every morning, look in the mirror and declare your new identity. Say it out loud. I am disciplined. I am focused. I finish what I start. Say it even if the internal negotiator laughs hysterically in your ear. Repetition rewires reality. 2. Back it up with action. The no-skip rule. Treat your Friday and Saturday goal tasks as something you must do, not something you might do. Your goal this weekend is not just completion, but unconditional consistency. Show up on Friday night when your friends are posting their weekend plans. Work on Saturday morning when every molecule in your body screams for a lion. This is where the psychological gold is mined. You are proving to yourself through concrete action during the hardest time, the weekend, that your goals are non-negotiable. You are elevating your commitment from a task to a value. This is what separates people who are attractive because they talk a good game from those who are magnetic because they live a good life. By the end of Friday, you'll feel a surprising lightness. The resistance has shifted. You're not fighting anymore. You're leading. Your brain is recognizing that this new state, this action, this focus, this discipline is actually more comfortable than the old guilt-ridden procrastination.